guys. I know I've been gone for a minute, and I really sincerely apologize, but I'm finally back here. I'm finally back on YouTube. I understand that I haven't uploaded since my junior year of college, and I apologize. I apologize. I had to go take care of some business, and by that I mean I had to graduate college, find an apartment, get a job, and really acclimate to evolving past who I was at that point in life and growing into something new. And that's kind of what I want this video to be about. I'm extremely rusty at this, to be quite frank. I haven't done one of these candid talk about my life, talk about my emotions, give advice type videos since then. But trust me, this is something I still want to do, and hopefully it can be a weekly thing, given everything works out alright and this job doesn't kick my ass. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm sure that right now, class of 22, 23, even 24, the climate right now is, it's not looking good for a lot of us, and trust me, I see the anxiety in a lot of my classmates. I felt the anxiety myself. I still feel it right now. And I think one of the biggest things that I've been really grappling with lately is this pressure that I put on myself to really excel and carry the weight of not only my family's burdens, but also the burden of wanting to become a better person. Really trying to take the hard route and not give in to failure and seek out things that continually challenge me and stuff like that. And I just found that complacency has been such a devil in my eyes, because it really does lead to less than ideal circumstances where I feel like if you become complacent in your early 20s, you kind of lose some of the charm, and you make way for you set yourself up to end up being like a couch potato type when you're older. I think that your early 20s, every single second, every minute is so valuable, and if you aren't really trying to advance yourself in some way, it can you might not be setting yourself up for success in the rest of your life. But of course it wasn't always like this. I feel like people that came in generations before us definitely had a lot of the odds stacked in their favor. The way the market's going right now, the way the politics are, and the exploitation of our generation, it's a little sickening, honestly. And so that pressure has been weighing down on me like a muff. I can't say that word anymore because I try not to be demonetized, but it keeps me up at night sometimes. But let's talk for a second about the evolution from college to being in the workforce. So I graduated, I got magna cum laude. I got my degree in chemistry, which at one point, I was saying to myself, there's no way possible that I could actually do it. But it's just one of those things in life that you don't realize that you got it until you've got it, until I actually crossed that line. And college was such a safe space to really explore who I was, and that's what led me to really understanding who I am as a person better. And the truth is, real life is not like that. Your ages from 18 to 23, 24 really dictate how the rest of your life goes. And that's just the unfortunate truth. It's something that I had to really struggle to accept, and it's only something I'm just starting to work on right now. So when college ended, I found myself actually really, for the first time, scared. And not because I had to go search for a job. I already had everything lined up. I had an apartment lined up. Everything I needed to be successful, I had already prepared for before I even crossed the stage. But I just realized that the weight of my future is finally resting on me. I'm finally at the doorsteps for the rest of my life. And I think it's safe to say that once you graduate college, you're no longer a kid anymore. And that's a scary fact to really, swallow. And with that transition into being an adult and moving out, I'd also accept that the friends and the people that I came up with they're also going in their own way, and they're exploring life, and for the most part, the people around you are going to be experiencing a lot of the same things as you, and people kind of go into a fail-safe mode where no one really reaches out to anyone. And that period is really scary. I noticed it myself with some of my friends. Like, I pulled away a little bit, my friends started pulling away, and the group chat just kind of started dying down. My college friends got caught in their own world. They wanted to start looking for their own career. You don't have time to party if you're focused on getting yourself set up. And it was a little heartbreaking for me because I'm such a social person, and the whole time in lockdown was such a depressing era for me because I could not go out and I couldn't really scratch that itch of wanting to network and socialize. So to have that, go through the whole experience and then get to the end of my college career and have it end so fast, I was like, what the hell, man? Like, I literally felt like I had to jump in the deep end, and it was a case of either sink or swim. And like, just your friends in this era of your life, you really have to put in your 150% to network and really reach out. And what I found myself doing is every other day I'll phone up a friend or I'll text them and see how they're doing and try to set up a time to network and try to get in touch again, because things evolve, and the skills you have when you're younger are finally starting to be honed in. And for me right now, I'm trying to realize and materialize like collaborations between my friends and myself, and really try to maybe even start a side hustle and try to evolve it beyond just like, oh hey, we were just kids that played Black Ops 2 or whatever. The way I look at it, when you're a kid, your friends are just there to have fun. When you're an adult, your friends are also people that you can, look out and help out, and they can help you out. So like, let's say you're out in a city someday and you see something that might help them. They can help you out to make a connection, because you guys are all going to go your own way and all going to start making new friends, but you have that connection to start with, and trust me, you never ever want to lose that. I guess the next thing I want to talk about is getting an apartment and getting a job. For me, I was applying to jobs like a madman. When New Year's Day hit in 2021, I decided to myself to apply to 15 jobs every week until I landed on one. And being a chemistry major, it's kind of tough straight out of undergrad. I'm not gonna lie. The way the market is right now, they require PhDs and masters, but the debt to go into these programs, unless you get a scholarship or get extremely lucky, is mind-boggling. Like, the wages that you get out of school are not capable of keeping up with what these companies are offering. And so for me, it was really striking a balance between, scratching my itch to be more social and also wanting to earn money and get myself back out there. So I decided to go straight into the workforce. And what I essentially did was just I set up my LinkedIn and came with a mindset of trying to just improve my social media presence just a little bit, piece by piece, so that these companies might find me as a candidate that's really attractive. And, surely I found a job, and I can't say I'm too happy about it, but it's something that gets your foot in the door. And I think, and this is just, I guess this might just be my reality, but I think that if you're part of this class, part of this generation, you should just focus on getting your foot in the door. Learn what you can, get yourself out there, and don't put on too much stress about trying to climb too fast. And this is something I'm struggling with personally, because I get a lot of anxiety of, what if I don't achieve my financial goals by the end of the year? But, God be willing, it will happen. You just have to give it time and try not to rush things. And get a job in an area that, this is my advice, get a job in an area that is just slightly out of your comfort zone. Personally, for me, I picked a location that was just far enough away from home that, I have my distance, but I'm also able to grapple with the loneliness. And that's one of the biggest things about being in your 20s and being out of college, is really getting over that loneliness. So finding an apartment, finding a place to live that still has a little bit of comfort of home, but also gives you the room for growth, is very important. So in my suggestion, don't move too far away from home right out of college. I think you just be making it too hard on yourself. When it comes to finding a job, I firmly believe you should not settle for a job less than 50K. In this market, it's just terrifying. Like you can, I'm out here. I do have a job that, you know, thank God is able to support me as it stands right now, and allows for some room for investments. But it's tough out here, man. I think a lot about the people that are unfortunate and are surviving at the poverty line. With the way inflation is right now, it's terrifying. It's just purely terrifying. So really boost your confidence up and really try to push yourself to get a salary that will allow you to live comfortably, at least right out the gate. And then you can look for growth with that extra spare time and money that you have. Another thing I've been grappling with is staying true to myself and keeping this energy up. One of the things that I said to myself in college was I want to work hard and play hard. And then I got out here and I realized, like, oh, I can't party every night. I can't go out every weekend. Given that I did graduate magna cum laude, I did party as much as I could in college. But those days are over, and I firmly believe that everything grows. It's destined to change, and so does the partying with that. You may not be able to party as much, but you definitely still can. You just have to time it and do it appropriately, and that in and of itself brings more value to just the act of going out and celebrating. So, sticking with the theme of growing and changing and evolving, one of the things I had to tackle was my relationships and how I felt towards some of the ladies I had in my life, and getting over the emotional burden. I'm really the type of person that those kind of emotions really hold me back, and the sadness that comes from that, definitely does fuel me artistically and from like a creative standpoint. But it's just not healthy to carry that stuff, especially from when you're a kid. That's one thing they don't tell you about is even in your 20s, you're still dealing with shit from being a teenager, and that's a really weird reality to live with. Like, you think that this one era is over and you're starting a new chapter. No, it's all said and done. You wipe your hands, but it's not, and oftentimes it's not really clean. And I think it just comes from a place of loneliness. At least for me, being out here by myself has led a lot of time for me to reminisce and evaluate how I felt about people and myself. And oftentimes I just found myself longing for more in life emotionally. I found myself like regretting certain things I've done. The truth is that time is said and gone, and you can't get those days back anymore. And so I think the best course of action is to really make an attempt to mature and realize that, okay, the past is the past, and you are entering a new era. And while you can't let it go entirely because, it's a part of you, it's part of your DNA, try to stay informed from those decisions you made as a kid and make sure you don't repeat those same mistakes again. And that's been kind of helping me with getting over that burden. I definitely reached out to a couple people that I felt like I did wrong, and it's always okay to check in on people, people that you've been intertwined with or whatever. But don't ever feel like you still owe them anything. You're your own person now. You've made it to a certain extent, and I just feel like that can also breed complacency. Falling in love or being heartbroken can breed complacency. So it's something you really just gotta keep in check, keep in balance. When it comes to getting over these sort of things and doing actions to really try to improve, there's been a couple things that have helped me get through this initial period. I've been out here for about a month now. The first biggest thing I'd say is just journaling, writing down your thoughts. I've been letting the pen glide and writing down as much as I can since the start of my senior year. And I've just found that it's helped me be more in touch with myself and express myself artistically, where my biggest critic is only me. And so I can really work on my penmanship and my writing and how I flow when I'm sharing my thoughts to myself. I always try to set it up in a way that when I come back to read on my thoughts later, I'll have something to learn from my past self. So journaling's been pretty big. Working out has also been huge. I think working out is a discipline that is something that you just gotta stick with and never really let go, because I think that at this point, like, if you're not just working out to just get girls, like, you can really set yourself up to do it to be successful, a decade, 2 decades from now, and make it a part of your lifestyle. Personally, for me, I don't even bat an eye. I rarely these days where I feel like working out is something that is like a chore to me. It's just something that's just a part of my lifestyle. So I'm quite grateful for that. I'd say praying is another thing. I've been praying a lot to God. I think staying in touch with, that spiritual side is just as important. And really, it just comes down to being true to yourself and being very honest with where you want to take it and where you want to go in life and what your expectations are for yourself. And, God be willing. Good luck. Bless you. I hope that much blessings come your way. I hope that you can realize your dreams just as I'm trying to realize mine. And try to help other people out as much as you can. And I don't really know what else to say, so I think I'm just going to let this song ride out, this gameplay ride out, and I will be back shortly, soon enough. See you then. Oh, by the way, if you like these type of videos, feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks.